Welcome to my analysis of the third trailer for The Dark Knight Rises. There are a few potential spoilers ahead. I did manage to get some input from some other reviews that I saw, and I do have a few original thoughts. So here we see a shot of Bruce Wayne. We see the gray hair as he's a little bit older. The guys over at MTV seem to think that he's in a wheelchair, and when you loop through this footage a few times at normal speed, it does look like he's backing up and moving to the side at the same time, so that sounds right.
There's a storm coming.
Here's a shot of Selina Kyle. I can't really tell where she's headed or coming from, but she is definitely interested in keeping a low profile. Here we have the reveal of Bane. This is taken from the 6-minute prologue, which opens the movie. It's basically Bane allowing himself to be captured by the CIA in order for him to kidnap a nuclear physicist named Dr. Pavel. And here's a shot of Dr. Pavel from the viral campaign. His specialty is nuclear fuel cycle technology, and I don't know too much about that, but it sounds like it has something more to do with nuclear reactors than nuclear bombs.
You sound like you're looking forward to it.
Here, Selina Kyle tells Bruce Wayne that she's adaptable, which sounds very intriguing because it seems like this movie is almost as much about her journey as much as it is about Bruce Wayne's, because you'll sort of see her allegiances shift from start to finish. Some more footage from the kidnapping. Bane saying that he's Gotham's reckoning. Bane's about to set off a bomb at the stadium. You see a quick shot of Mayor Garcia, some popcorn flying around. It looks like he's watching the game from some luxury box. This, I'm not sure, it looks like some type of makeshift refugee camp or maybe some type of concentration camp. You see a bed over here, a makeshift fire, looks like it's in a trash can, and the people inside are being terrorized, presumably by Bane's people. Here's a shot of Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing Detective John Blake. There's not too much that's known about his role, but it definitely seems more pivotal in this trailer. Here we see a shot of two of Gotham's bridges being destroyed. I find it interesting that the two terrorist acts we've seen by Bane so far, the football stadium and these bridges, seem to be based more on spectacle rather than casualties. So I don't know if maybe he's just trying to instill fear throughout Gotham, or if he's leading up to more destructive acts where the body count starts to pile up. Or is he just leading towards one huge act that wipes out a ton of people? Here we've got someone being dragged through the rubble. I'm guessing this is Bruce Wayne.
Did they kill him?
Now we've got this shot of Bruce Wayne climbing. You'll see that he's wearing the same outfit that we saw in the previous trailer when he was in that, what I'm guessing is a prison with those sort of odd-looking stairs. In a previous trailer, we also saw a shot of Bruce Wayne climbing this wall, which leads, presumably, to freedom. Here we see John Blake asking Selina Kyle, did they kill him? And she says she doesn't know. I'm assuming they're talking about Bruce Wayne or Batman. One quick thing about Anne Hathaway, when I heard she was going to play Selina Kyle, I wasn't really sure what to make of it. I hadn't seen any of her movies. Most of her films didn't really seem like they would appeal to me. But the way she handles herself in this scene sold me. I'm all in now. A shot here of a battered Bruce Wayne on the ground, looking up at Bane. At first I thought this was right after Bane defeats Batman, but based on the facial hair, this looks like it occurs a little bit later after Bane imprisons Bruce Wayne. In a previous trailer, we saw Bruce Wayne working out in a prison cell. When you freeze it, you can see those odd-looking stairs in the background. So all of this seems to be going on in the same facility.
Why didn't you just kill me?
Here Bane is basically telling Bruce Wayne that death would be too kind of a punishment for him. He wants Bruce to see that all that he's been working for the past several years has all been a waste.
Be more severe.
Here we see this shot of the wall again, and Bruce Wayne is dropping down. I wonder if this means his escape failed, he got to the top and realized he still couldn't get out, or is this part of his training where he climbs up and then drops down and does it again? Who knows? An image of a bat written on the ground in chalk. According to the viral campaign, these images of bats have been appearing around Gotham as some sort of underground movement to bring Batman back. And the official policy of the police department is that this is a subversive act and it must be suppressed. But we see John Blake right here, and it might have even been him that made the logo. So we know at least one other person besides Commissioner Gordon knows the real deal.
You think he's coming back?
And here's a shot that makes all Batman fans a little bit uneasy. We see Bane holding either a broken or ripped off piece of Batman's mask. Then he tosses it in a rather unceremonious fashion. No need to celebrate or do anything other than move on to the next phase of his plan.
I don't know.
A shot of Selina Kyle looking into a prison cell, and she's recoiling at what she sees. This might be the turning point where she realizes that her original alliances were not as wise as she might have thought. Later in the trailer, we hear her telling somebody that she's afraid of Bane, and he should be afraid of Bane too. Here's a shot of John Blake going up against Killer Croc. Actually, I don't know who that is. It looks like one of Bane's cronies knocking him down.
Why would you run? Bane?
A shot of somebody on the Batpod, and from the flowing hair, I'm going to guess it's Selina.
I'd be as afraid of him as I am.
I won't bury you.
Here's a nice shot of Batman leaping into action against these two guys that were firing at something, maybe him. This scene looks pretty grim. You see Batman turn, and he sees Bane standing there, just waiting for him. Bane appears to have supreme confidence here. The way this scene is set up, it's almost like Bane just appeared, which is what Batman usually does to his victims.
Members of the Wayne family.
Commissioner Gordon lights a flare. Batman appears out of the darkness to talk to him. One thing I'd like to see in The Dark Knight Rises is some sort of acknowledgement that Commissioner Gordon knows who Batman really is. And this was hinted at in the first trailer, where we see Commissioner Gordon in a bed talking to this figure off screen saying that the Batman has to come back. And this person off screen sounds like Bruce Wayne. Here's a shot of Batman looking over the city. I find it interesting that from this shot, the city doesn't really seem to be in bad shape. So it makes me wonder, where does this happen in the time of events? Is it early on, when he's still operating while being pursued by the police? Or is this later after Bane is defeated? Is it possibly somebody else playing Batman? We'll have to wait and see. I find it interesting that he's out while the sun is shining. The trailer has a few other scenes of Batman doing work during daylight.
These people anymore. You've given them everything.
Here's a shot of Lucius Fox. We haven't seen much of him, if any of him, in the earlier trailers. It looks like he's at a keyboard doing something and looking up to the sky. And this is probably where it all goes down. The first trailer showed us a quick shot of this scene, and we saw Batman, who looked pretty exhausted, sort of backing up, with Bane just lumbering toward him. And then right here you see Batman missing with a roundhouse punch. We still have this guy in the background. I don't know what his deal is. Then we have this shot of Bane lowering a punch right on Batman's head. Here Catwoman tells Bruce, you don't owe these people anything. You've given them everything. He says, not everything. Which raises the question, is Batman or Bruce Wayne going to make it out of this film alive? Quick shot of Gordon backing up from something, and you see behind him there's a dead body lying in the street. Here we see Selina Kyle in a prison, and she's doing a flip, which I'm guessing will trigger her escape. Based on the color of the jumpsuits, I'm guessing this triggers the big escape that we saw in trailer 2. Here we have a scene which looks like something out of Gladiator or Braveheart. We have this huge mass of cops charging, and just after this we see a bunch of people rushing in from the opposite direction. This guy leading the charge for the cops looks like it's Matthew Modine's character, Nixon, who we saw in trailer 2. Things get very interesting here. We see Bruce Wayne and Miranda Tate sharing a passionate kiss. We haven't really seen much of anything about Miranda Tate or who she is. There are all sorts of rumors swirling, and if you look at imdb.com, there's a young actress who is credited with playing young Talia al Ghul. I don't know who put that up there or how accurate that is, but take it for what it is. This scene looks pretty cool. It's almost like something out of the 60s show. Batman and Catwoman fighting side by side, and you can see Catwoman's about to lower the boom on somebody. And then right here, Catwoman is literally on board with Batman's program now. They're in the Batwing.
Strange man.
This isn't a car.
They're messing with the time a little bit right here because the police officer is looking up and it's nighttime. But here we see the Batwing flying and it's clearly during the day. And it's also moving to evade a couple of missiles that are coming for it. And if you look to the right, you'll see a highway that's pretty damaged. Maybe this is tied to when Bane was blowing up the bridges and he was just trying to cut off anybody from getting in or out of the city. And there you have it. Coming July 20th. My advice to you is to go see it on opening weekend, or better yet, opening day, because I'm pretty sure that if some of the rumored storylines actually take place, it'll be pretty tough to keep yourself from being spoiled. Thanks for listening.